After completing all previous platinums in Resident Evil, it's time for my first ever playthrough of Resident Evil Requiem, completely blind. No guides, no trophy planning, just experiencing this masterpiece firsthand, and somehow it ends with me getting the platinum. The game opens by introducing us to Grace. She's an FBI agent, and from the very first scene you can tell she's carrying something heavy. Her boss calls her into the office and tells her there's been another murder connected to the case she's been investigating, but this one's different. It happened in the same place her mother was murdered. When we arrive, things already feel off. There's a photo of Grace left behind with a message telling us to come to room 204. We get to the room and it's covered with pictures of Grace, then the screen fades and we get the text overlay, 8 years earlier. We flash back to the night her mother was killed. We slowly piece together what happened, how it happened, and who might have been involved, and then we are pulled back to the present. Grace goes to retrieve something her mother left behind a painting, but before we can process anything, the cop we saw earlier attacks us, except he's not normal anymore, he's infected. We fight him off and escape, making our way upstairs where we finally come face to face with Victor Gideon. He knocks Grace unconscious and we switch perspectives. We're now playing as Leon S. Kennedy. He's investigating the same string of murders when he sees Victor carrying Grace, so Leon chases after him, but he doesn't just run, he starts infecting the street. Chaos breaks out instantly and we're thrown into a horde fight. During the madness, I grab a pipe, dropped by one of the infected and threw it straight back at them, which popped my first trophy. Can I borrow this? But then comes the bigger reveal. Leon is infected, and with that, the Deja Vu trophy pops. We wake up inside Road Hill Chronic Care Centre with the main objective being escape. I start exploring the rooms and I don't know what it is about this game's atmosphere, but it constantly had me on edge. The sound design, the lighting, the way the camera just lingers that little bit too long. Then I open a wardrobe, a lamp falls, I instantly pause the game. I'm not even joking, straight up to the pause menu, I needed a second. I unpause, open the next door, immediate jump scare, and then the creature appears. I run away and try to escape, and just when I think I might make it, it grabs us and the screen cuts. We switch back to Leon, he enters Road Hill, and within seconds he's already dropping quirky one-liners like nothing's wrong.
I think I want a second opinion.
I pick up my first Mr. Raccoon, which pops The Hunt Begins. I'll need 25 of these for another trophy later, so that's something I've got to keep in mind. Leon pushes deeper into the facility and manages to save Grace from the creature, but we don't get time to introduce ourselves. We're separated again and Victor overpowers Leon, and he mentions Leon is showing symptoms of Umbrella's curse.
I see you're exhibiting symptoms too. Umbrella's curse.
We switch back to Grace and our objective is clear again. Escape. And in true Resident Evil fashion, the main exit requires 3 separate items. While exploring, we find a blind little girl who looks eerily similar to Grace. I keep exploring the hospital and then the trophies start flying in. We find our third block to access the exit, but things escalate when the creature takes Emily, and that pursuit leads us to descent into darkness. We cut back to Leon and he's tied up. We escape and make our way to Victor's office when we run into Chunk. After playing as Grace trying to avoid Chunk, it felt really good to be able to be in control of someone who can actually fight back. We take him down and shortly after, 2 other trophies pop. We progress through Victor's office and find out the voice guiding us through the comms is Sherry. And not only that, we also learn both she and Leon share a virus, a strain of T-virus exposure. Back as Grace, we make our way down into the basement, which is never a good sign in any Resident Evil game. And of course, the door to Emily's cell isn't simple. We need 3 plugs to unlock it. I go into the safe room and use the item box for the first time, which pops out of sight, out of mind. And during this section, I also unlocked Bring Out the Big Guns. Once I've collected all 3 plugs, we finally unlock Emily's cell, grab her and make a run for it. We make our way up the elevator with the creature still chasing us. It grabs Grace, but luckily the elevator falls with the creature inside. We finally use the final piece on the exit and it's been a long night, Pops. We escape the immediate danger and meet a man with a helicopter. Finally, a way out. He says he'll fly us away from here, but first he needs the keys. We go in the house looking for the keys and we discover a hidden elevator. Head down, retrieve the keys, and just as it feels like we might actually make it, Victor blows the entire facility up. We sprint back to the helicopter, lift off, but instantly crash. As Leon, we see Grace's helicopter go down. He grabs a rifle and starts covering her from a distance while she makes her way to safety. She makes it inside, Leon slides down a roof, and of course, he has to drop another one-liner.
Excuse me.
Then we're thrown into a mini boss fight against a bloater-type zombie, except this one can mutate others mid-fight. We take him down and the untouchable trophy unlocks. We return to Grace as we put Emily somewhere safe and finally confront the creature that's been hunting us this entire time. The fight ends with us opening the sunroof and using the light to our advantage. We return to Emily, but she's not okay. She's unfortunately died from her injuries. And to be genuinely honest, I didn't expect the game to go there. It felt heavy, no dramatic music, just silence. But then she starts to turn, her body mutates and Leon has to step in. He puts her down and Grace walks away carrying that weight. But she doesn't get long to process it. Victor is waiting, and he's not alone, he's with Zeno, and they tell Grace they want to show her something, her true purpose, and it lies within Raccoon City. We're finally back in Raccoon City. Early on, we're thrown into a boss fight with a giant spider. We take it down quickly, and at this point, Leon's just aura farming. We make our way to a camp and purchase something from the supply box, which pops retail therapy. We then get to explore the remains of the city, searching for 3 detonator parts. It's classic Resident Evil structure again. While exploring, we head into the subway and find a crashed train, and I couldn't help but thinking, is this the same train Nemesis derailed back in Resident Evil 3? As we continue, Season Pro unlocks. We finally collect our 3rd detonator part and use the construction elevator to make our way to the bottom, popping the Going Down trophy. I get great expectations for opening all BSA containers. We eventually find a motorbike and make our way towards the centre of the city, but Victor isn't done with us. He tries to intercept, leading to a full-on chase sequence. I shoot him and Road Rage trophy unlocks, and once again, Leon just aura farms. We finally defeat Victor, and because he physically cannot resist it, Leon ends it with yet another one-liner.
Should've worn a helmet.
Still playing as Leon, we head down an alley that looks very familiar, and then you see it, the RPD. After all these years, we're back.
It's on you now.
While Leon is pushing forward, Zeno is explaining something huge to Grace. Raccoon City wasn't just nuked to wipe out the infected, it was to cover up something bigger. Spencer had developed a mind control virus, and the Emilys, the multiple versions of her, they were attempts to recreate Grace, because Grace is the key to something called Elpis. And then, what happens next is one of those moments where a commentary will not help, so I'll just play the footage.
have fun.
I remember you. I remember that too.
Mr. X is back, and you feel it. Some things just never stop being intimidating. We get away from him and then get a heavy moment in Kendo's gun shop.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us.
I'm so sorry.
After that, we face Mr. X. Surprisingly, the fight isn't too difficult this time around. Maybe it's experience, or maybe it's just Leon being built different at this point. Once he goes down, I remember that too unlocks. We push deeper underground towards the Ark Lab as we battle our way through loads of mutated plants, and I get the "not today bud" for killing them all, and Umbrella's legacy for entering Ark. We finally catch up to Grace and Zeno and escape with Grace, but Leon's infection catches up and he collapses.
Come on.
As Grace, we start exploring the Ark Lab and instantly we run into Lickers, the first proper encounter with them since Resident Evil 2, and they are just as terrifying as I remembered. I quickly unlock the last safe and "no safe is safe" pops. We push deeper and come across the videotape Grace found at the very start of the game, the one from her mother. Alyssa is speaking to Spencer, and then we switch briefly to Leon exploring the lab on his own, trying to make his way back to Grace, and the cat got your tongue trophy unlocks. We return to Grace and carry on watching the tape, and a huge reveal hits. Grace isn't a clone, she was just a baby who needed a home when Spencer gave her to Alyssa. We locate Leon and he's not looking great, the infection is catching up rapidly. So we make a deal with Zeno, give the correct password and Leon lives, and just like that we're faced with the ultimate choice. Destroy Elpis or release it. Kill Leon or save him. I chose to release Elpis, and plot twist, it's actually an antivirus, not a mind control virus. Victor kills Zeno, but Grace manages to cure Leon, so all the risk and struggle suddenly feels worth it. Then it's final boss time. Victor goes down surprisingly easily, but of course there's a second phase, Nemesis.
No. Wait. Wait.
After a tough fight, we take him down,
This time, you ain't getting back up.
and just when it feels like it's over, Chris Redfield's team swoops in to save us. Leon reveals he didn't actually shoot any of Emily's vital organs earlier in the game, so they administer her the cure, and Sherry, and both are saved, and then the trophies start rolling in. And that's the end of my first playthrough. Time, 6 hours, 55 minutes. Collectibles, 66 out of 75 files and 18 out of 25 Mr. Raccoons. Considering I wasn't using a guide, I'm more than happy with that. It's a solid baseline for my future runs and means I won't have to grind endlessly to clean up the rest of the collectibles. For my second playthrough, I decided to tackle standard, classic difficulty. This means ink ribbons are back in play. Saving isn't free anymore. This run was all about cleaning up what I'd missed on my first playthrough, my last 9 files and my last 7 Mr. Raccoons, and a bunch of miscellaneous trophies I hadn't grabbed yet. For internal dispute, honestly, I have no idea what happened or how this popped. I was literally just walking down the stairs.
Sure.
And with all of those out of the way, I also focused on my run completion trophies. Minimalist for collecting no blood samples, Speed Demon, which I had 10 minutes left to spare, and Resolute Agent for finishing the game on Classic. Finally, armed with infinite ammo from all of my combat points I'd built up, I quickly went and grabbed the Grace and Goliath trophy.
What the fuck?
My third run was straightforward. I had unlimited ammo, which made life a lot easier. The main objective was simple: don't heal for the Never Touch the Stuff trophy, and collect a total of 5,000 blood samples for the Bloodlust trophy. At first, I had no idea how long-winded gathering 5,000 blood samples would be, so I went for a little shortcut. I used the blood bag and scraps, saved the game, and then kept reloading that save and using the blood bag repeatedly until the counter hit 5,000. By the end of this run, I had not only unlocked those trophies, but also built up enough combat points to finally buy the Infinite RPG, which means my final run on Insanity difficulty, the run that really gives this platinum its name, should be a lot more easier. This is it, the final run, Insanity difficulty. Armed with the Infinite RPG, the story basically breezes by, and yet it's not all smooth sailing. The biggest challenge isn't the hordes or the bosses you faced before, it's the girl boss. She's way harder to stun compared to standard difficulty, and I quickly realised that. Stun! What the fuck? Stun! 3 shots, stunner. That's wild. I keep breezing through the story, and just like that, the Insanity trophy pops. And moments later, the Platinum trophy finally unlocks. Requiem is done, and it's one of the most satisfying Resident Evil Platinums I've earned. So, my final thoughts on Resident Evil Requiem. This game was absolutely phenomenal from start to finish. It's packed with amazing moments and great fan service, but it never leans entirely on nostalgia. Everything feels earned. Grace is an incredible addition, and the way her sections blend classic horror and tense gameplay always keeps you on edge. There were so many moments where I just couldn't believe what I was watching. The story, the set pieces, and the reveals, all top tier. If this game doesn't win Game of the Year, I will genuinely be shocked. Honestly, this is well and truly the best Resident Evil game in my opinion.